Hey everybody, welcome to ABA Inside Track, the podcast that's like reading in your car, but safer. I'm your host, Robert Perry Cruz, and with me as always are my fabulous co-hosts.
It's me, Jackie.
It's me.
Just say your name. Thank you.
Get through this.
All right. Hey everyone, welcome to a podcast about behavior analysis and behavior analytic research, where every week we pick a topic related to the field and discuss relevant research articles. And this is our May 2022 preview episode, where we'll be discussing everything coming up on the show in May. In case you are listening to this, hopefully I edited it and you missed the 6 minutes in which we laughed and commented how rough we all looked and then laughed about it again, and it was great. It's good times.
So true. We're all looking, except for Diana. She looks great.
Diana looks great. So if you're watching the video, this comes out as a video as well as an audio podcast. If you're listening to the audio podcast, you are missing a lot. I look pale like a vampire. Jackie looks like she just woke up. Diana looks amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so there we go.
Oh.
I didn't just woke up.
Rob, you also sound like you smoked 2 packs.
I also sound, I am getting over a cold, a normal cold. Remember normal colds, everybody? Remember how I used to get a cold? But I, unfortunately, when I get a cold, I don't get very sick, but I lose my voice every single time, which is hard when one of your jobs is podcasting. But luckily, it's just a preview, so we'll keep it a little short tonight, unless we put the whole unedited version, in which case it will be an hour long of us mostly laughing and being unable to record.
Mm-hmm.
What is this show? I already did what the show's about. It's a
know.
behavior analysis podcast show.
We're in May.
It's May.
It's May.
It's gonna be May.
Yep.
But unlike other months, we are talking about research that none of us did.
Yeah, not this time.
But it's research that we love talking about and hearing about and learning about.
Yeah.
So that is what we will be doing. So why don't we get into it, and we'll discuss what are the topics of interest this month.
Well, we don't know what the topics of interest are this month, but we know the topics that we recorded on, and we're hoping that they will be topics of interest.
You know, step one, when you are a podcaster, assume whatever you're podcasting about is so very interesting.
I am actually really excited because I think we have 3 excellent episodes lined up for this
Are you sure?
month.
Because you sort of downplayed them all right off the bat there.
No, I just didn't. No, I don't want to assume. I guess you just said I'm
You
supposed to.
You gotta throw the idea out in the world.
But I think they're all great. So we have 3 episodes planned. This is a very exciting month. One of our episodes for this month is a live episode. So that works because we record it in April live for patrons.
Yes.
Patrons can listen to it in April
live
when we record it. So that will already have happened by the time you see this preview. But everyone else can listen to the recorded version of the live episode in May.
Now it sounded like the Mr. Show pre-taped call-in sketch. Basically, if you are a patron, thank you so much for your patronage. We hope you joined us in April when we recorded the episode that you all voted on, and we were very excited to see it win. Diane will tell you what that is in a minute, and we hope you enjoyed the free CE you got for attending. If you are not a patron, that's okay, that's fine. You can certainly become a patron if you'd like to for our next live episode we'll do in a couple months. You can also watch that video and get that live CE, or you can just wait a couple weeks and just listen to the episode when it comes out on the main feed. Okay?
So
I mansplained it for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I did actually need assistance on that one. So the topic that our patrons voted on, and the one that won, was about switching sort of areas of focus within behavior analysis. Like the short version says switching fields, but we don't know enough to talk about that in the broader perspective. But we have several articles that are going to enhance that discussion. The first is a call for discussion about scope of competence in behavior analysis by Broadhead, Quigley, and Wilczynski, Behavior Analysis and Practice 2018. The next is Branching Out, Finding Success in New Areas of Practice, and that's by Alligood and Gravina, Behavior Analysis and Practice 2020. That's a good article.
It is so good.
And next up is Casting a Wider Net, an analysis of scholarly contributions of behavior analysis graduate program faculty by Alligood, Anderson, and McGee, also in behavior analysis and practice, but this one was 2019.
precursor to 2020.
Yeah, it did. It came before.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is like a pamphlet thing.
It's on the back, the citation you should use.
And it's called Recommendations for Re-Specializing in a New ABA Practice Area. And that can be referenced by citing the BACB 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's all discussed in our live episode, which is pretty exciting. And then we have 2 episodes for the month of May that have guest speakers associated with them. We were very excited to be able to ask and have Dr. Darren Sush come back on the show.
The asking was really exciting. It was even better when he said he'd come back.
This whole process is just really exciting.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
So if anyone listened back on episode 105, we had Dr. Sush on to talk about what we called Ethics Mailbag. So we brought up several ethics scenarios that were part of the ethics workbook that he published with Dr. Adithyan Rajaraman. And we walked through some of those. Well, lucky for us, there is a second edition, so there's all sorts of new scenarios out there now, and Dr. Sush was available to come back on and review some of the new ones with us for
With
this
our new
upcoming
ethical code.
Yep.
episode. Yes, exactly.
New
To go with the
edition, new
ethics
code. It's gonna be great.
Yep, very exciting. So
Same guests as before.
So that is planned for the month of May, and it keeps turning off. I know you're trying to show that to me.
Mm-hmm.
If I was smart, I would have gone with it first. And then for the month of May, we also have an episode with the double guest speakers as well, which are very exciting when those happen. So we have both Dr. Adithyan Rajaraman and Dr. Jen Austin, who are going to come on and talk about their recent trauma-informed care article that was published in JABA. So that one's titled Toward Trauma-Informed Applications of Behavior Analysis by Rajaraman, Austin, Gover, Camilleri, Donnelly, and Hanley. JABA 2022. Very fresh, very new.
Mm-hmm.
And then as a, sort of a gas streak, I guess you could say, on top of that main course article, we will be reviewing compassionate care in behavior analytic treatment. Can outcomes be enhanced by attending to relationships with caregivers by Taylor, LeBlanc, and Nozick, Behavior Analysis and Practice, probably 2018, I believe. Is that right, Jax? I think it's 2018. I'm pretty sure it's 2018. And I know we've talked about that article before, but it is definitely worth a revisitation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the plan for May. A lot going on.
Great. All right. A lot of
Thank
fun
you.
topics. A lot of fun guests. A lot of fun. And you know what? If you came to the live episode, you were kind of a guest to that as well. So maybe we'll have guests. Guests galore. Who knows?
Guesty.
Guesty.
May's very guesty.
Yes, it is. All right, let's move into the errata section of the show. This is where we talk about things not related to the episodes coming out. So things going on in our lives and the lives of the podcast, all that good stuff. So we have a few kind of announcements for coming up this month. We have our upcoming book club. We do these once a season. So this is the spring book club. So by the time you're getting this, we'll be about ready to record our new book club. Now remember, if you, or here's news for you, if you've never heard it before, that our book clubs are patron only. So if you subscribe at our premium $10 level, you will get those pretty much right away. So about mid-May. If not, we do release those about a year later if you would like. But the nice thing about getting them early as a patron is you also get CEs for listening for free. It's included in that cost. It's a little thank you. And you get to come if you go up to our $20 level. We have a special tier for folks who just, they want to come, they want to talk. You do not have to do any of these things. You can just wait an entire year, but you'll miss out on what everyone's talking about, I assume. Talking to somebody.
Sure.
They're not talking to me
I just
about
don't
it.
want anyone to have like stage fright about You don't have to attend.
No, you do not have to attend. But we love it when people do. We love it when people do attend. So we'll be doing that. That's coming up. And again, if you're a patron at any tier, you're able to vote for the book. And the winner of our book club, which again, if you are a patron, we already told you. But in case you hadn't heard, the winner is The Nurture Effect. How the Science of Human Behavior Can Improve Our Lives and Our World by Anthony Biglin. The theme was helping others, helping the world. So we had a couple other options too, but the nurture effect was the big winner.
That's my favorite one.
Well, aren't you lucky? Did
Yeah.
you go vote? I can't remember if you can vote.
Jackie's not a patron.
I'm not a
Yeah,
patron.
you're not a patron.
I
You're on
can't
Patreon.
vote.
You can't vote.
No.
Sorry. Sorry. But, we have the happiness trap, joy of parenting. You didn't make it, but, you might come back in another loser bracket round, that we do in the
So
future.
appealing.
Yeah. Everyone wants to vote on the loser bracket. All right. So that is it. And that's it for polls. We had a lot of polls in a row.
A lot of
March
polls.
was March and April were kind of odd months for sort of how everything kind of smooshed together.
Well, it's May, so
Yes.
May
but
Day.
Now it's May.
Maypole.
What?
Almost
Maypole.
summer.
Okay. It's almost summer.
You know what a maypole is?
I know what a maypole is. It's a big pole. You walk around it with streamers and stuff.
You dance around it. You don't walk.
All right. And because my voice is giving out, apologies, we're going to keep this short. But we did have one more announcement. We had recently done a contest. We had kind of an ill-defined, actually better defined than some contests we used to do when we first started the show. And we just make up contests as we went. This was
How is this different?
the podcast cover art contest. So every week, if you look at the podcast art, some podcast players don't show it for some reason. I'm trying to figure that out. But if you look at the main web page, there's always cover art for every podcast. I find something on the internet, or I smoosh together some pictures to make art that relates to the theme of the show. And sometimes they're really literal, like, we're going to do an episode on discrete trial, and it's a picture of, a 3 array or something, right? But sometimes I make them very odd and very specific to whatever I was thinking about, or like a minor one-off sentence somebody said during the recording of the show.
Yes.
So I tried to find a good mix of those, and I put out 3 cover arts, and I asked listeners, what's up with these cover arts? What episode are they from, and what do they mean? And so I'm going to tell you the answers now. If you've been waiting all this time, now you will know. So we've got 3 cover arts, and the first one, which I will edit in post the picture. The first one, it's for those of you, again, it's going to be so much fun if you're listening to the audio version. Hey, check out the video version. It's on Facebook and everywhere on YouTube. The first one is a little stick figure guy, and he's pointing at a lady with a funny kind of jaunty hat and a star top.
You
And
bought me a hat like that once for Christmas, by the way. And I
Oh.
love it.
cool.
Remember that?
I do.
I do.
And the guy is saying, "I like your hat. Your face is ugly, but your top is nice." And that is from episode 39, our Supervisor's Book Club, part 2, in which we read, the supervisor's guide. And the reason that I picked this art is because I thought it captured very well the sandwich method of feedback, the feedback sandwich, where you say a nice thing, and then you say something critical, and then you say something nice. And I liked this picture when I was searching up these feedback sandwich,
Right.
so I put it on.
Which we're not promoting.
We're not promoting the feedback sandwich. I mean,
No.
technically, idiosyncratically, sometimes feedback sandwich works, but it is not, I think, any of our favorite forms of feedback personally. So that's what that picture is. So if you guessed that, congratulations. That was right. The second one, and I think this one was probably the most straightforward one, was from episode 187 on memory, where we had a guest, Dr. Dave Palmer, joined us to talk about his paper on memory, or behavioral conceptualization of memory. And if you didn't know, some of you might have said, it's the Cowardly Lion. No, it's Grisabella, the old cat
I was right.
from the Broadway.
Yes.
Yeah, Jackie got this one.
I can't
In the
even,
preview.
I
Yeah.
can't even believe that.
I cut it out of the original preview,
Oh,
so
did you?
nobody else
Okay.
knows that Jackie literally said the answer.
I'm like very proud of myself because I never know references. And you said, I think it's the lion. I was like, no, this is from Cats.
I know, and then Jackie was like, let me tell you what all 3 of these are. So I cut that part out. So nobody else knows that Jackie spoiled it, except for now you all know, but you didn't hear it.
I'm a spoiler.
Yes, but that's Grisabella, the old cat who sings the song Memory from the movie Cats. Now, I could have gone to the picture of Jennifer Hudson from the cinematic version of Cats, but that would have been too easy.
Oh,
So I
okay.
went Broadway, baby.
Got it.
It's one of the 2 Broadway shows I've ever seen.
What's the other one you saw?
Wicked.
Oh, with Idina Menzel?
I don't know.
Oh.
In Chicago. I liked it.
Oh, probably not Idina Menzel then. I don't think she was in the touring company.
Adele Dazeem.
Huh?
Adele Dazeem. Do you remember when?
No.
That was what John Travolta called her at the Grammys.
Oh, no, don't remember that. And then finally, this
Or
was
the
our
Oscars.
hardest one. This was episode 184, Receiving Feedback with Dr. Tyra Sellers and Dr. Seth Walker. And this one, it's a picture of a little, if you know the game Animal Crossing, with those little little animal cartoony people. They walk around your little town you make. It's a little rhinoceros who's got a kind of a big gold chain and a leather jacket, and a green hippopotamus who's got those like sunglasses that sort of look like Venetian blinds, and he's got like a cool hat and an 8-ball shirt. And in case this is a hard one. You got to do a couple steps.
Yeah.
So the characters are from Animal Crossing, but they're meant to represent the comedic characters, the hippopotamus and the rhinoceros, as made famous by I think Brett McKenzie and Jermaine Clement from the HBO show Flight of the Conchords.
So funny.
Remember, that's a great show. If you've never seen it, you gotta check it out.
It's a great show.
So funny.
So that was kind of an early or mid 2000s show where one of their personas were the hippopotamus and rhinoceros, and they do a funny rap song. They do lots of funny folk
lyrics are
songs.
bottomless.
Yep. And one of the parts of their rap is they're saying everyone's trying to diss them, and they go, why? And they say, be more constructive with your feedback, please, is the line. So that is where this one came from. This was a lot of steps.
Yeah.
Yeah. You basically had to be Rob to know this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was that's why I put this one in though.
Mm-hmm.
And again, because I wanted to see what would people think of, because maybe they came up with something funnier than the actual reason.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 cover arts.
The other ones that I would like to mention, because sometimes people write in to say, why in the world is this the cover art?
Mm-hmm.
Our episodes, I believe it's 172 and 173, which is a picture of Kelly Clarkson and Justin Guarini. And in one of the episodes, they're facing one way, and then the other episode is the mirror image of the same picture, and that is because the episodes are from research to practice and from practice to research, and
Clever.
Rob felt it was appropriate to include them because it's from Justin to Kelly is the movie that they were in together, and then the flip of it would be from Kelly to Justin. So yes, people have written to me and said, what is this supposed to mean? And I've tried to explain it, and they said, yep, that sounds like something Rob would do.
Yes, it was. And it was something I did. That's why they put me in
that's the
charge of that.
explanation on that, in case anyone else wanted to know.
Yes. So thank you for folks who wrote in and gave us their thoughts. We had a good laugh at some of them. But we'll figure out who the winner is, and we'll announce that. Well, I think that brings us to the end of our May 2022 preview. We look forward to all of our episodes this month. We hope you.
We look forward to them.
We look forward to it. It'll be nice if you do too. Whatever, though. It's just up to you.
They might be of interest to you.
Yeah.
We don't know.
If you like listening to the show, please make sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you get it. If you like hearing our voices and you want to see how great we all looked, as we described at the top of the show, you can check out our YouTube page or go to our website, abainsidetrack.com. And again, if you're interested in any of our other events, like our upcoming book club, or if you want to see a live Q&A where Diana talks all about her gamification work, as well as access to all of our other materials and getting everything a week ahead of time, you can go to patreon.com/ABA Inside Track and subscribe for even more awesome content.
That was really fun.
Thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
She even texted me and said it was super
I
fun.
had a great time talking about myself. So
You never get to, so that's nice.
It's funny because the two of us, we could talk to each other all the time, but little does the audience know that was actually the first time we talked to each other in a month. We want to keep it fresh.
Keep
right.
it fresh.
Keep that host-guest relationship going.
You know
right?
it. Mm-hmm.
All right, folks, we'll be back next week with the first of our May episodes, but until then, keep responding. Bye.
Bye.